Are you interested in fish-rabbit hybrids that swim around and can also replace your body and make an exact clone of it?
Ooh, yeah, I'm always up for some new horror.
No? Well, what about the idea of all of humanity slowly dying of cancer and being replaced by babies made of jello or something of the like?
Ew, that sounds so cool though.
What about computer chips that can warp and twist the world around you until it's nearly entirely unrecognizable, forcing you into a world of your own delusions?
Sounds like my everyday life. Could make for a good horror story though.
What about pink slime that can suck up your body and replace it with an exact clone?
Overdone, but sure.
Okay, none of these suit your fancy? In fact, they all sound kind of insane? Well, what about male pregnancy? A man gives birth to a rabbit.
When did we start talking about Wattpad? I think I've seen some horror like that, though. These stories sound like such good horror, like Mother Horseeyes or the Magnus Archives.
And all of this is from... FNaF has managed to captivate...
Oh, what? They're from FNaF? What the fuck? Why? Where? How? That's so arbitrary and out of place. What does any of this shit have to do with Peepaw Afton? I love these mini-stories. They're viscerally horrifying with undertones of cosmic horror, being connected by something so outlandish and straight up weird as the animatronics from a family diner. They hit such an odd sweet spot that makes them endlessly entertaining. I would love to see more of this kind of thing in the FNaF franchise. Some of the things that Scott Cawthon comes up with are surprisingly actually scary in this aspect. The problem lies in that they are directly connected to, and get in the way of, the main FNaF games. The books are too canon to deny in some respects, so that brings into question the canonicity of these side stories, which is really not what they should be. In my opinion at least, they deserve to be separate. Making these random side stories be questionably canon makes them seem crazy. They're so out of place that they seem insane. In reality, they have nothing to do with Peepaw Afton and his family's story, but that should have never been brought into question. Here, let me give you an example of how FNaF's mini-stories could have been cool. Mother Horseeyes, aka the Interface series, is an unfiction series of short horror stories thematically connected by these giant circle concrete alien structures called interfaces, with conflicting information from its alternate reality society about when they appeared, what their origin and purpose is, etc., etc. The stories are very weird and at times hard to wrap your head around with just how alien the concepts are. These stories were originally neatly posted on Reddit from the Mother Horseeyes account, and I really enjoyed it. The brilliant writing, the truly horrifying concepts, the intriguing storytelling. It was an amazing piece of internet horror. I remember when I first contextualized the FNaF mini-stories, Mother Horseeyes is the first thing I thought of. I said, wait, this is actually really cool, fully believing that for a whole 2 seconds before I remembered that MatPat theorized Phasgoo as canon, among other stuff, and he had a point, and I was once again utterly disappointed and let down by FNaF's storytelling. And if you want to see the other big reason why, check out my other video, why FNaF has no efficiency of storytelling. The quality is kinda shit, but I still recommend it. Anyway, shameless plug over. These funky little guys have no business being in the main story of FNaF. I always got really sad when anyone totally shit on these side stories because I always thought that they were cool. But I never had the energy to rebut this because they are partially right. And the fact that the books most likely intertwine with the main series somehow sucks total eggs. I only say all of this about the books because FNaF has such a solid story to start out with. By the way, when I say solid story, I mean the Afton family story. Nothing past in-game Pizza Sim. The Afton family story and FNaF as a whole, in my opinion, would have been so much better and more satisfying if it ended at Pizzeria Simulator, despite the couple of plot holes. As soon as we get the books involved, it comes into glaring view that there are way too many questions and not enough answers. It would have been great if the game stopped and the books continued here. Then we could have the smooth separation needed to make anything in the story as a whole comprehensible. Now we have to cherry guess what is real and what isn't based on virtually nothing, and that is not fun, nor is it ARG. It is pure, mindless insanity. ARGs are cool. Creepypastas are cool. Unoriginal ARGs and creepypastas are cool. 101 Questions, a video game franchise, is not cool. There's a reason creepypastas and ARGs are two different things, something that Scott doesn't seem to realize. The waters have completely turned to mud, and it makes me sad, because the potential to make FNaF the first ARG to have its own creepypasta come from it, instead of the other way around, is so great. Everyone scoffed when storybooks about a video game came out, and right when we were about to be proved wrong, Scott dropped the ball. It fucking sucks. This is so ass, and I'm so mad and so sad, and this makes me want to disconnect completely from the franchise, even though I've loved it ever since it came out, which is 10 years ago now. I feel like I'm an adult cutting off their shitty family. No one should feel the need to say that about a video game franchise. Sorry this is such a short video, I just have been thinking about this for so long and I need to get my thoughts out. In the Game Theorist's most recent video, they talk about how they're so excited for all of this new FNaF content to come out, but I just can't say that I am anymore. And I don't know if you watched it, but in the video, my pet says that there are a lot of conflicting theories about what's going on at the moment. And that would be fine, and that makes it fun, but right now it's kind of a big problem, because the story is progressing and none of us can even agree on it. At this point, it's kind of making me angrier and more exhausted than it is making me happy. No one's gonna probably see this, but just let it be known that this is my opinion and you're fine to disagree with it. And I don't mean to shit on this franchise. I like Five Nights at Freddy's and I've loved it for a long time. I just think that there's a lot of problems that people are not discussing. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. My socials will be posted down below if you want to see some of my art, and if you want to see more of this, please consider subscribing and liking the video if you liked it. Have a nice day.